Hello, good afternoon. This is David Sutter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of March 28th through April 1st, 2022. Okay, so now we are approaching the end of the month. Okay, we're going to wrap up this month, and we have been seeing some really bizarre or strange movements in the market. Okay, in the Forex market, and a lot of this is to do with the war in Ukraine. There's a lot of volatility in the market. We cannot always pin all that on the war of Ukraine, but yes, there is a lot of peculiar movement. So I'm going to show you that here in a minute. Pretty much every currency pair had its own unique movement. Okay, not everything followed the same patterns like we normally see. Okay, and we saw that the week before, and this past week is no different. And I have a feeling that this coming week probably will see a lot more of that. Okay, with that said, also this coming Friday is the first of the month. Okay, and normally that's the Non Farm Payroll. So yes, we will have Non Farm Payroll this coming Friday, but it will only be for the US dollar. Okay, and then the Canadian dollar, they will follow the next Friday. So with that in mind, we will not see a huge amount of volatility this coming NFP. All right, so do not expect a lot of movement this coming non-farm payroll this coming Friday. Okay, so you should be overall pretty safe to trade. We're going to see some spikes. That's just normal in the Forex market, but overall I do see a pretty smooth trading week ahead. Now I have Euro USD put up on the chart right here with the Euro versus US dollar. We see pretty much a flat range of market. The price did end lower than where it began. Now, I was predicting last week that the Euro would be going up compared to the US dollar, and the US dollar would be coming down. Okay, it's not quite happening, and it looks here like it will be dropping. Now, if we go to a 4-hour chart, I'm going to show you something. Okay, the 4-hour chart price had dropped down to here. We had a big drop, and I had predicted that the price would be going up long term, okay, for the next few weeks. But amazingly, surprisingly, it hit a strong level of resistance and is coming back down. So what we're going to see here is a continuation of a flat range of market. Like right now shows you the sell, but do not expect it to be going down too much. Okay, cannot show you on the higher time frames, but what I'm thinking, if we zoom out a little bit, see, we had a lot of highs and lows, right? A lot of red arrows, blue arrows, like that, which is okay, but overall it's been dropping long term, and eventually everything that goes down has to come back up. Okay, if I go to the weekly chart, well, I can't see that here, but I'll go back to the 4-hour. But eventually we're going to see a reversal, okay, and the market's going to go back up. That's going to be the long-term aspect. So in the short term, what I think is going to happen, and I'll shift the chart a little bit so you can see this, I think it's going to drop a little more this week, okay, and it should form another blue arrow, probably right here. Okay, that's a strong level of support. So do count on it dropping this week. Like I said, it's not going to be a huge drop, but do count on it dropping this week and then rebounding back up. I have a very, very strong feeling that this will be going up and the US dollar will be going down. I don't know. Okay, it all depends on what happens with this coming non-farm payroll. So with the job report, all that. I know inflation is skyrocketing in the US, and the US economy is not looking really good right now, especially with this war in Ukraine. So I think the US dollar is going to be hurting here pretty soon. So, but a lot of other currencies are going to be hurting also. So everything's going to be up and down. So who's going to be the stronger in the world economy? I don't know. but I do think the US dollar will be going down. So this should be going up long term. So do count it this week, we'll be dropping, and then probably we're going into April, and I have a feeling that coming in April we will see this go up more. Let's look at the Great British Pound versus US dollar. Again, this is very, very different from what we just saw a minute ago. So again, the price ended pretty much where it began. So we're in a like sideways flat range of market. Okay, really peculiar movement. But here we're showing to go up. Okay, which is interesting. If we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, and what I think is going to happen is that we're going to see this one go up. Okay, so if this goes up, that means the US dollar has to go down. That's why I was saying with the euro, it should be going up long term. Okay, even though it's showing to go down in the short term, we should long term be seeing it go up. Same with this one. All right, so as we stand right now, it's definitely looking good for a buy. Like I said, all the smaller time frames, 30-minute, 15-minute, everything's showing to buy. Okay, showing to go up. So I would be definitely counting on this to be going up long term. If I look at the 1-hour chart, see, it's showing to go up. So how high will it go before it forms another red arrow? I don't know. If I go to the 4-hour chart and zoom out, you get a bigger picture of what the market's doing. But we had a big drop here, and then now it's going to be a nice steady climb back up. So right now would be a good time to buy the GBP USD and hold it. Okay, you could definitely hold it for another week or two and catch some nice little pips along the way. So definitely be looking to buy the GBP USD. Moving on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, here again with very, very different movement, right? So this one definitely went higher, and the price ended a lot higher than where it began, and it looks like it's going to continue to go up. We have a red arrow here, which is interesting. So, but it's not really going down, is it? So this could repaint, or we could have another red arrow even higher. It's always possible. Doesn't always happen. Like here we have usually have a red arrow followed by a lower. So if you have a red arrow here, next one should be lower. Okay, if we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, and zoom out a little bit, okay, we see, look here, multiple blue arrows, but they're all going up. All right, so typically we don't have a red arrow followed by a higher, so that's good news. And like I said, anything's possible in the Forex world, but right now is looking good for a sell, which is interesting. Because if the Australian dollar goes down, that means the US dollar will go up. So that contradicts what I just said a few minutes ago, where the US dollar should be going down, right? So that's why I said this one here, I don't know about. Okay, it is at a strong level of resistance. This is a very fresh signal, but if the US dollar drops, it means this could go higher. Okay, it is at a very strong level of resistance right now, and you can see it already hit this point before, and it's almost at that point now. So we do have a little bit of room where this could go up even higher. And I've seen that happen, and this indicator will repaint and it will go to a higher spot. So just keep that in mind. Okay, right now is not a good time to sell. Although what you can do, and like I usually recommend, is you can draw a trend line. Okay, we have a marker right here, a point, come down on this candle, and you see it. Well, if we mark like that, okay, it's already broke. Okay, it broke the support and it's formed a resistance. So now it looks like a good time to sell, although I would definitely be waiting. Okay, I would not, place a sell trade right away. And with it on Mondays is always a slow day, sluggish day. I would wait until at least the London session on Monday before I go placing any trades. Okay, that way it gives time for the market to wake up and we can see what the market is doing, if the indicator will repaint or whatever. So keep your charts on a 4-hour time frame and wait. Okay, wait at least 5 or 6 candles. Okay, just to be safe before you go placing a sell trade. Now once you place that sell trade, you can hold it until you get another blue arrow on the 1-hour or 4-hour chart. I always like to keep everything on a 1-hour time frame. Okay, and you see how it broke here, but it kept going up even more. Well, it's not that much, but it's just kind of riding sideways right now. So we want to wait until it starts dropping and then place a sell trade and hold it for long term. So anyhow, that would be my suggestion. Just wait and then place a sell trade and hold it. Okay, for AUD USD. Now let's look at USD Chf. Okay, let's see if this is US dollar is really going to be going down. Now you look at the price here. The price ended slightly lower than where it began, but overall pretty much in a flat range of market. We see at a high here, and then the price dipped down and then spiked back up. So it looks like it's forming a downtrend, which is good news. Okay, that's kind of what we want. If we look at the 4-hour chart and zoom out, we clearly see that it is working its way down, right? So this is a continuation of what I saw last week, and I think this will keep going down. How far will it go down? Well, I don't know. It could, most likely it'll probably go back down to this same level here, which means we can catch up a lot of pips along the way. If you look right here, this is where the price is right now. If it drops down to where this level is, you're looking at about 1,500 points for that price to drop, and that's a big gain. Okay, so you're going to be in good shape for a sell. Okay, most definitely. And I don't think the US dollar is going to be going up anytime soon. If we look at USD Jpy, however, we see a little bit different story. This thing has been going up. We snagged a red arrow here, but it's not really going down, is it? So this one I'll be very cautious about. If you look at the 4-hour chart, we had a big gain, and we finally hit a red arrow. Like I said, it's not really going down, is it? So just be careful. We could draw a trend line, and I'm not sure exactly. I think I showed this last week. Okay, and I believe this arrow did repaint because it was lower. So like I said, even though you have an arrow here, it could definitely repaint. That's why I always want to draw a trend line and wait for that trend line to break. Now of course we did see that here with AUD USD, similar thing, already broke the trend line, but just wait because this could repaint and go higher. Alright, I've seen a lot of fake outs like that. But anyhow, I would not sell right now for the US dollar Japanese yen. Definitely would not sell. I would just wait. I would not place any trades right now. Okay, just hold it and wait. If it breaks a trend line, again, wait for like 5 or 6 candles after this, trend line breaks, and that's on a 4-hour time frame. So be careful with that one. Okay, wait for that to break. I know I sound like a broken record, but I can't stress that enough. So just be very patient with USD Jpy. It may be Tuesday or Wednesday before you go placing a trade. And last, let's look at US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Again, this one dropped, so a lot different than what we saw of USD Chf. Although they're both dropping, but this one had been going up and now is finally going back down. It did snag a blue arrow here. It came in at the very tail end of Friday market. So I don't know. I don't like these signals when they're fresh like that, because it could very well repaint and drop even more, and I have a strong feeling it will. If we look here on the 4-hour chart and get a bigger picture, see here, we had such a big drop. So that leads me to believe that it could drop even more. So do not go placing any sell trades right now. If I zoom out, see here, we're already at pretty strong level of support. So it will go back up eventually, okay? And the problem with the US dollar versus Canadian dollar is that they're both tied to the oil industry, and the oil market is really hurting right now. So it's going to be a big problem. And there's a lot of uncertainty in that aspect. Both of these economies are in, I don't know, a lot of disarray. I think the Canadian dollar is more disarray than the US dollar, but who knows? And there's really not a whole lot of rhyme or reason with all this movement. So I know the banks control this. So what the banks see and what the economy sees are kind of two different things. But we do see here that we are a strong level of support, and it should be going up. Okay, but again, wait. I would wait 24 hours, probably Tuesday, before I go place any trades. If I zoom in a little bit here, I want to show you something. We have a lot of high points here, okay, on these candles, and these market makers, these banks that control the market, they do that on purpose. But you could actually draw a trend line like this to mark those levels of resistance, okay, all your high points. All right, and what we're looking for is that the break before we go placing a buy trade. So that's going to be a while. This is on a 4-hour time frame, so we're looking at probably Wednesday before that breaks. If it does, it could continue dropping the rest of this week, or just my guess is probably going to ride sideways, and probably by the end of the week we'll see a breakout, maybe Thursday, I don't know. And again, this coming Friday is the Non Farm Payroll, which only affects the US dollar, but I don't know what's going to happen. I honestly don't know, and I wish I could tell you, but I'm not a fortune teller. If I was, I'd be a billionaire. But the thing is, we can look at the hard concrete facts that we can see right now, and what we can see is a solid trend line, a blue arrow, and that yes, we had a big drop, and everything that goes down eventually goes back up, and vice versa. That's just how Forex works. So I would not, to play it safe, I would not place a buy trade right now, okay? I would give it at least 24 hours, okay? If it looks like it's going up, then okay, place a buy trade. If you want to be even more safe, wait for this trend line to break and then place your trade, okay? That's just my personal recommendation based on my experience, right? So just be careful, okay, when you go to buy, because it could drop a lot further, but it is looking like it will be going up, okay, which is very interesting, because I think the US dollar is going to be dropping long term. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this US dollar versus Canadian dollar, but anyhow, you see it, I see it, call it what you will. I think it's going to go up, okay? It's not going to go sky high. It's probably going to go up somewhere in here and form another red arrow and then drop. So we'll probably see that drop more in the coming months. We're now going into April, so May, June, July, I don't know. Probably the next few months we'll see it drop a lot more, okay? But overall, we're probably going to see a lot of range markets, a lot of ups and downs. If you look at the past typically repeats itself. You see a lot of spikes up, a lot of spikes down, yada yada yada. We're going to see the same thing happen again. We're going to see spikes up, spikes down, because like both of these follow the same patterns, and they both follow the same economy. Okay, they both follow under the market, the oil market, right? So like I said, they're both hurting from the pandemic. Okay, so we're just going to see a lot of ups and downs with the US dollar versus Canadian dollar, and that's good. That's actually very good, because you get a lot of buy and sell opportunities. So just be patient on this one, and if you have any questions, okay, if you have any questions about these predictions I just made, or if you have another currency pair, because there's so many currency pairs. I cannot go over all of these. Okay, you see, there's tons of currency pairs. If you have another currency pair that you want me to examine, okay, just hit me up on Facebook, send me a private message, and I will try to help you with that and try to go over it with you. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first, okay? Do not put a comment in this video, though you're most welcome to. Also, if you have not joined my Facebook group, okay, please join my Facebook group so you can post any questions or comments in my Facebook group, all right? So with that said, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Let me know how I can help you, and I'll be most willing to do my best to try and help you any way I can, all right? So with that said, thank you. Have a good day.